Well, good morning. Good to be with you on this Thursday morning as we continue together in Ecclesiastes. Today we're going to be in Ecclesiastes chapter 11. So we'll read all of chapter 11 today, and then tomorrow we'll do chapter 12, and that will be the end of our time together in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 11 kind of continues the theme that we've seen for the last couple days. I mentioned that it feels like some of this part almost to me it reads and feels like a proverb. Like it just the yesterday's reading, today's reading just feels very much like the book of Proverbs, which makes sense if the teacher of Ecclesiastes is Solomon. It matches pretty well with him being the primary author of the book of Proverbs. So today we're going to read this chapter, chapter 11, more I almost called it pithy sayings, but that's not a good way to look at it. More sayings of wisdom from the teacher. So Ecclesiastes 11, 1 through 10. Send out your bread upon the waters, for after many days you will get it back. Divide your means 7 ways, or even 8. For you do not know what disaster may happen on the earth. When clouds are full, they empty rain upon the earth. When a tree falls to the south or to the north, in the place where the tree falls, there it will lie. Whoever observes the wind will not sow. Whoever regards the clouds will not reap. Just as you do not know how the breath comes to the bone of the mother's womb, so do you not know the work of God, who makes everything. In the morning sow your seed, and in the evening do not let your hands be idle. For you do not know which will prosper, this or that, or whether both alike will be good. Light is sweet, and it is pleasant for the eyes to see the sun. Even those who live many years should rejoice in them all. Yet let them remember that the days of darkness will be many. All that comes is vanity. Rejoice, young man, while you are young. Let your heart cheer you in the days of your youth. Follow the inclination of your heart and the desire of your eyes, but know that for all these things God will bring you into judgment. It's great. This last one. Banish anxiety from your mind and put pain away from your body, for the youth and the dawn of life are vanity. Sometimes I will give people advice. I was talking to somebody just yesterday about something, and I was telling them something that I thought that would be helpful for them to hear. And I said, "Well, just be aware the thing I'm telling you to do is something that I think would be good for you. It's good for everybody, but it's not something that I do personally." I said, "So do what I say, not what I do." Sometimes I'll say, "You should do this. Are you doing it?" Well, no, I'm not doing it. You should eat healthy and sleep well. Do you do that? I do not, but you should. So do what I say, not what I do. I just find it ironic that the teacher here says, banish anxiety from your mind and put away pain for your body. Like, dude, all you've done thus far is been anxious. There has been, I make the repeated joke in Ecclesiastes that it feels like a 90s, grunge song because there's anxiety and there's angst and there's worry and there's this and there's that. So here he's saying, put it away from your mind. Well, why should you put it away from your mind? Well, verse 10 says, for youth and the dawn of life are vanity. So don't worry about it because you're going to die anyway. Don't worry about it. With the move, I have been, decluttering my office. I've been giving some stuff away, and I've given away some sentimental gifts. And somebody said, "Are you dying?" And I say, "Well, aren't we all? Aren't we all dying?" And Ecclesiastes, that tends to be a theme. We're all dying. We're all going to die. So don't worry about it, because whatever you do is going to be vanity. Um, yeah, Verse 9, follow the inclination of your heart and the desire of your eyes. Okay, great, awesome. But know that for all these things, God will bring you to judgment. Okay. Have fun, but God's going to get you. Um, so he sees he can't let himself go of the things he can't control. Even those who live many years should rejoice. Yeah, great. If you are so lucky as to live a long life, rejoice. Yet let them remember that the days of darkness will be many, many. All that comes is vanity. I'll say this. There's a psalm that says, "O Lord, teach me to number my days." And I do think there is great wisdom that comes from knowing this life is not forever. There's great wisdom that comes from knowing that all of us are going to die. We live in an age that seeks to preserve a youthfulness that it's not supposed to preserve. We do age, we do grow old, we do die. Somebody said, "Man, you're really gray." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have any black left in my hair or my beard. It's about all gray." And I'm old, but I'm not that old. But yeah, this is what happens. It's the path we all walk. And that's okay. So I think Ecclesiastes is interesting and is good for us because it is natural to feel anxiety about these things. It is natural to worry about death. Jesus prayed, "Take this cup from me, not my will, but yours." And so I think one of the lessons that Ecclesiastes can teach us is the same lesson we can get from some of the best Psalms in Scripture. It's a lesson of the reality of the fact that our emotions are human. And sometimes we feel overwhelmed at the passing of life. Sometimes we feel as though what we do doesn't matter. And it is insignificant. And it's okay to name that truth. But what I want to say is this: to understand that, yes, we will die. Every one of us watching this video, listening to this podcast, reading this transcript will die. Me, you, all of us. That can be scary. That can be depressing. But can also give clarity because, friends, the thing right now that you're worried about, that thing is that thing that is giving you angst, the thing that is consuming your mind, the thing that seems so terrible, how does it stand in light of eternity? It's the thing you're worried about now probably won't matter in probably won't matter in a month. Definitely won't matter more likely than not in a year or 5 years or 10 years or 20 years or 50 years or 100 years or when we're long gone, when we're with the Lord. To keep in our mind the notion that we will all pass from this life into true life, I think can give us the freedom to understand that this life is not the end of all things. As important as this life is, as important as the things of this life are, as much as I value every minute with my wife and my children, as much as I value every good thing, as much as I value my chance to hopefully do some good in the world, to tell some folk about Jesus, as much as I enjoy just a good baseball game, a good concert, as much as things do matter to me, and as much as I worry about sickness and illness and death, as much as family can stress me out, as much as church can stress me out sometimes, as much as there can be ruptures in relationships, this life is just temporary. And there's something better coming. There's something better coming. This life now. I love a line. There's a line by Switchfoot in one of their songs. This flesh and blood is a rental, and no one makes it out alive. I like that. Yeah, we're gonna die. We are. I think it's C.S. Lewis that said, "Die before you die. There is no chance afterwards." So when we understand that, we can understand where our true home is, understand where our true purpose is, understand what our true life is. That is not just this world. I don't want to invalidate the life we live now because it's beautiful and I love it. But there's something better coming. And the worries of this life are going to pale in light of what awaits. So keep the eternal perspective in your mind because there is something better coming. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Have a great rest of your day. See you in the morning. Thanks.